What if Russia attacked the UK today? Would it start World War III? Would nuclear missiles be launched? And would the world as we know it end overnight? This is not just fantasy. With tensions rising after the Russia-Ukraine war and ongoing threats from Moscow, this scenario, although extreme, is something military experts are quietly thinking about. In this video, we're diving deep into a chilling but important question. What if Russia launched a real attack on the United Kingdom today? Whether you're a student, a curious mind, or someone just trying to understand today's complex world, you're in the right place. Stick around because in the next you'll understand the politics, the military strength, the possible outcomes, and what it all means for you and the world. 1. Russia-UK relations and war context. To understand where this all begins, we have to go back. Russia and the UK have never been best friends. During the Cold War, they were enemies. After that, things improved, but never fully. In 2018, relations hit rock bottom again when a Russian agent was accused of poisoning a former spy in Salisbury, England. Since then, both sides have thrown out diplomats, increased spying, and boosted cyber defenses. Fast forward to today. The Russia-Ukraine war is ongoing. Thousands have died. Western countries, including the UK, are sending billions in weapons and aid to Ukraine. Russia sees this as direct interference. They've already threatened to retaliate against countries that help Ukraine. That's where this hypothetical but very serious question comes in. What if Russia takes the next step and attacks the UK? 2. Russia versus UK military power comparison. Let's talk about military power. Russia has one of the largest militaries in the world. Over 1 million active soldiers, thousands of tanks, jets, and nuclear weapons. But after years of war in Ukraine, their ground forces are stretched thin. The UK has a smaller military, but it's part of NATO, one of the strongest alliances in history. The UK has advanced fighter jets, submarines, and nuclear weapons. Its Trident nuclear deterrent is always on standby beneath the ocean. In simple words, if Russia attacks the UK, it doesn't just fight Britain, it fights NATO, and that means fighting 30 countries, including the US. So, would Russia risk it? 3. The different ways Russia could attack. If Russia did attack, it wouldn't start with missiles. Here's how it could begin. Step 1. Cyber warfare. Electricity goes out, hospitals shut down, banks freeze. In 2022, Russian hackers already hit key systems in Ukraine and even in the UK. Step 2. Misinformation. Fake news spreads, panic grows, people start losing trust in the government. Step 3. Covert sabotage. Undercover agents could attack critical infrastructure, railways, data centers, communication lines, and if things escalate further. Step 4. Military strikes. Russian bombers or submarines might target UK military bases. And worst case, nuclear threats. But we'll get to that in a minute. 4. NATO and international response. Now here's the key. If Russia directly attacks the UK, NATO's Article 5 is triggered. That means all NATO members treat it as an attack on themselves. Within hours, you could see US, French, German forces mobilizing. Air defenses would go up, warships would move, planes would scramble. This would no longer be a Russia-UK war. It would be Russia versus the West. China and India would be forced to take sides. The United Nations would call emergency sessions. And global peace, it would hang by a thread. 5. How would the public be affected? For everyday people, this would be terrifying. Sirens, panic, supermarket shelves empty. The UK could activate emergency laws, reopen Cold War bunkers, and issue nuclear attack guidance. Stock markets would crash, oil prices could double, the internet might slow or go dark in places, and around the world, billions would watch, fearing they might be next. 6. What do experts say? Experts say a full-scale Russian attack on the UK is very unlikely, but not impossible. Former NATO commanders warn that hybrid attacks, cyber, economic, psychological, are already happening. Think tanks like the RAND Corporation and the Royal United Services Institute suggest the UK must strengthen cyber defenses and prepare for the unknown. And former generals say the next war may not start with tanks, but with data, electricity, and trust. 7. Could this lead to nuclear war? Now the big question, could this go nuclear? Sadly, yes, but the chance is very low. Both Russia and the UK have nuclear weapons, but using them would mean mutually assured destruction, or MAD. That means if one side launches, the other side responds, and both get destroyed. That's why nuclear weapons are not used. They are meant to scare, not to fight. But the threat is always there. That's what makes this scenario so dangerous. So, what if Russia attacked the UK today? It would trigger global chaos. It could start a chain reaction involving NATO, the US, and even nuclear threats. But more importantly, it reminds us that peace, stability, and security are not things we can take for granted. You've made it to the end of this documentary, and now you know what many people don't, that even in a peaceful country, the world's dangers can reach close. But knowledge is power, and being informed is the first step toward a safer future. If you found this video valuable, share it with someone who needs to understand today's world better. And now we ask you, what would you do if sirens went off tomorrow? Think about it, stay safe, and stay aware.